Welcome, everybody. We're starting real soon. If you need Spanish interpretation, please do see the globe icon at the bottom of your screen. Choose Spanish to be connected. Also, check out the chat. All right, it is time. Nancy, you want to hit the PowerPoint? For all those who are joining us, this is for Positive Connections, RFP, they'll be going out. And we'll be admitting folks in these first few moments, so please do bear with us. I am Kimberly Walker. I use she, her pronouns. I'm the Best Host for Kids Pod 24 Policy and Program Manager. And this is.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Nancy Vu, it's she, her pronouns, and I am the BSK Positive Family Connections Program Manager.
And we're leading with love. Our vision for Best Host for Kids is happy, healthy, safe, and thriving. Uh-oh, PowerPoint went rogue. No worries. You want to see babies born healthy, kids thrive, and young people grow up to be happy, healthy, and successful adults.
And our mission for Best Starts for Kids is that Best Starts for Kids strengthens families and communities so that babies are born healthy, children thrive, and establish a strong foundation for life, and young people grow into happy, healthy adults.
As most of you know or should know, our values are equity, transparency, relationships, and being community-oriented.
We wanted to share our CYAB and equity statement, and CYAB stands for Children and Youth Advisory Board. They consist of appointed experts, community leaders, youth leaders, and they bring diverse perspectives. And so part of the equity statement is that equity is an ardent journey toward well-being as defined by the affected. Equity is disruptive and uncomfortable and not voluntary. And equity is fundamental to the community we want to build.
I'll just announce again, if you need Spanish interpretation, please do see the globe icon at the bottom of the screen and choose Spanish and you'll be connected. So our theoretical framework for 524, which is where Positive Connections land, it's also the umbrella strategies that I support and lead. We increase promotive and protective factors, and we want to reduce risk factors. And pardon our delay, you guys, in between.
Yeah. Okay. So our next slide is sustaining the gain from kindergarten through college and career. And so sustaining the gain is one of our investment strategy areas for 5 to 24. And it supports programs that empower youth, support social emotional development, mental well-being, positive identity, health, academics, and employability. And in order to sustain the gains made for King County's youngest children, it's really essential to continue programming for children and young people as they grow and develop through age 24. And so this is also consistent with research that shows that critical brain development continues into young adulthood. And so our Positive Family Connections strategy is part of the Sustain the Gain investment strategy area.
Yes, it is. So what is Positive Family Connections? We want to strengthen parent-to-parent engagement. It involves kinship care, relationships, intergenerational and cultural heritage bonds, restorative practices, personal development for young people and their parents, families, and caregivers, and the connections among these family members. And again, we really want to lean into love with leading with love. It's a family.
Yes, it is. Okay, so our positive family connection. So currently we are funding 19 community partners, and the different types of programming that we are funding are listed here. Some offer community cafes, parent and youth workshops, healing circles, cultural appreciation and education, intergenerational programs, adoptive and post-adoptive family supports, family engagement activities, kinship care collaboration and support groups, gender-based violence survivor support groups, and reconciliation retreats for families involved released from incarceration.
So as you see, there are a plethora of areas where Family Connections plugs into, which makes sense. Family is very complex, and so I really try to bring in a breadth of options for families in different areas that need support services. So here are several videos we're going to share with you from our current community partners, who I think some of them are actually in this group. So, hey, thank you for sharing. This came from our end of the year celebration. And these are some highlights and some great work that's being done. So please do enjoy.
Okay, so the first video clip is from African Community and Housing Development. Let's hope that this plays here.
The whole purpose of having a community cafe is to bring families together and to be able to discuss issues that arise, that common issues that we all face, and figure out how to solve those issues together. As you can see in one of these pictures, you can see the kids have a piece of paper in front of them, and that's where they generate ideas. And then it's also done around food, which everybody can relate, loves food. So what we did for our virtual cafes was deliver hot meals and just trying our best to adapt to this COVID world that we were in. But eventually we ended up doing a hybrid model as folks started to get shots and felt more comfortable being around one another. So the workshop topics that were covered, because we're trying to acclimate to our new environment, was related to behavior and understanding our behaviors, biases, and assumptions, what the consequences and positive discipline looks like, the importance of having family meetings, things that we kind of take for granted, but are important for developing healthy relationships, navigating the complex African culture that we have at home, and then also the American culture, and how to kind of reconcile with both of those cultures when discussing issues with parents or at school. Establishing healthy boundaries. We also talked heavily about mental health and the importance of self-care. Most of the parents and youth really appreciated the opportunity to be able to share their ideas and then also make that connection that there was common ground in the things that they were all going through, and they had a community to be able to share those issues. And so most of the parents really felt like they had developed some concrete tools to be able to communicate better with their youth and vice versa. And it also helped to participating in our Positive Family Connection program positively motivated parents and youth to change the way they engage one another. And I
Okay, so that was from African Community Housing and African Community and Housing Development. Our next example of programming that's happening is from Congolese Integration Network.
Hello, my name is Providence. I'm the program manager with the Congolese Integration Network. Congolese Integration Network is a nonprofit based in South King County, working with refugees and immigrant population. This Umoja project has been an amazing positive family connection, as we call it in the house. Umoja has been an amazing project. This is a design project to strengthen parents, youth connections, and positive identity development through practices that improve self-esteem, reduction in negative relationship with family and peers, daily health and wellness, education activities, and concrete support in terms of needs. So we have been able to work with our youth and parents, whereby we conduct home visits. We visit our parents and mentors to get a chance to visit our family weekly, where to just make sure how they're doing, if they have any needs, and let them know that we're always around to support and help. So also our family mentors get us a chance to engage with the parents in a way that build relationship and strengthen as well relationship between families and us as an organization. Besides, we also have built really great partnerships with Skid Like a Girl, YMCA, and Red Cross and other partners, which has brought amazing activities to our organization and for our parents and youth as well. We have had activities like skateboard, um, outdoor activities like hiking and rock climbing and what else? Other outdoor activities, rowing, boat rowing, where they can get a chance to grow and build community by doing so. We also have had our we also have an amazing soccer program whereby our youth weekly play soccer and they get to build community as well. Doing so, we have an amazing dance program where our youth get a chance every Saturday to come and dance on Afrobeats and get an Afrobeat lesson and to see how young people or to see how children are engaged within them and also build relationship and build community within them. And that's how we need to engage with them at a deeper level, as well as engaging with the parents. And then CIN will position itself as a bridge to fill that gap between parent and youth. When children feel like they can talk to their parents, they are fearful to run to the family mentors and to tell them, and the family mentors will have a way to engage with the parents as well in a way. And same thing, the parents, when they feel like there's a disconnect between them and the children, to reach out to this family mentor, and this family mentor as well will kind of just bridge that gap and figure out how to engage both parties and both family into solving conflict. So this has been an amazing project, and I can't express enough how this has shifted the narrative within our community and as well for parents. So one of the highlights that I can't forget to talk about here has been our monthly meal sharing, where we get vouchers to the families and the families get a chance to share a meal together at least once a month. They have the time to sit together and share a meal, which also promotes that connection and foster that connection between them and each other. So thank you so much to our funders and to all of our partners to making this project as successful as possible. And we hope that this will continue to serve our families and strengthen positive connection within our families. Thank you.
Great. Okay, so that was our example from Congolese Integration Network. We have a few more examples to show as well. And again, these are just snippets from our end of the year celebration. So next we have Brave.
Continue to work with the young people and continue to build community with. We are going to start this event off with a beautiful libation. Without further ado, Mr. Kevin Baker.
Giving honor to your ancestors and giving honor to those descendants of ours that are yet to come. Let us do our work so that we can build a world better for them to exist in. Bring me the gifts my ancestors gave. I am the dream and the hope of the state, and I rise, I rise, I rise.
The Trailblazers program has helped me wish to be more like a vet and never give up on my dreams, no matter what. Me and my peers are continuously reminded we're full of excellence.
I think the food is here, didn't I tell you? If you were nice to me, the food would arrive.
My experience with Brave has been amazing. I've had 2 children through the program. The first has graduated and moved on to Clark University. The second is going into 10th grade, and we love the program.
We are going to watch the Northwest Tap Connection from Seattle. Give it up!
I joined Trailblazers 2 years ago, and let me tell you, it's been one of the best decisions of my life. I'm grateful for Trailblazers for teaching me all these beautiful things about our world.
Trailblazers has both helped educate and prepare me for the future. Program that matters and that will always be there for the truth.
Blaze them trails. Somebody say amen.
So it was an amazing event. We had about 23 families come out to celebrate with us, and we just built community. We celebrated this amazing national holiday now, Juneteenth.
Great. So that was from our community partner, Brave. Our next one is from Seattle Cares Mentoring Movement.
Like most of you, we initially started working with families from the standpoint of, enrolling their scholars in our program, in our mentoring program, which we're at 2 middle schools. But it began to spread beyond those 2 middle schools. But the moms are really had been involved initially in our community wellness circles. These community wellness circles meet every Tuesday from 6 to 8. Beginning in January, we're going to have a subject matter guest speaker the 4th Tuesday of every month. But these moms, they meet at these sessions on Tuesday nights, and I would say it averaged anywhere from 15 to 20 each week. And it's just been going really strong for the last almost 2 years. We also have community wellness circles for our men. The men only meet once a month. They meet on the second Saturday of every month. Our next one is going to be this in about 2 weeks. And Dr. Jerome leads those discussions. And for our ladies on that, Aisha Bilal, who is one of the best healing circle facilitators, I think, in the country. She's been leading our ladies group for about 2 years. And we're really excited. She also is going to be actually moving to Seattle, so we're really excited about that. But as you can see in the small photo there, you can see the men when we were actually meeting in person. That was about 2 years ago. We had a really good turnout. Before COVID, we were meeting in person, but we're just happy that we were able to make the transition to the virtual. It's been going really well.
Okay, so that was a little snippet from Seattle Cares Mentoring Movement and the community wellness circles that they do. And our last example is from Progress House.
I'm Casey. I work with Progress House, and Foxy, who's somewhere on this call, is my boss. But we this year have just been adapting to our clientele nonstop. We have been providing retreats for families to reconnect post-incarceration, which originally was very difficult with all of the COVID restrictions. So when the city started to open up as quickly as we could, we were just trying to get people into some sort of family memory time. Just like, we're not trying to create solution, we're just trying to start conversations so that we can get into bigger conversations. And this, in a very short period of time since the city opened up, we were able to get 30 families out into either like Airbnbs or hotel getaways, just where they could go and reconnect with each other, have some beautiful memories. And this has spanned from parent to child and even parent to grandchild, which helps reconnect with the child in between. And so we're getting people back into the moments of knowing each other. It's been really interesting and difficult in a lot of ways, but it's pretty rewarding. I believe we have Yvonne Hibbett on the call right now to tell you about her retreat. She is one of our most active participants. Yvonne, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm kind of like at work here in this garage, so, patrolling. But hi, my name is Yvonne Hibbett, and I recently was incarcerated for 24 years. And I've been out with the Radcliffe work release. Coming in Oxy, I was able to be a part of her program, which in turn, she had built a group of us, and we came together and began to teach a parenting class. And in that parenting class, it was helping mothers get reconnected back with their children, which me being a mother, when I left, my children were 6, 9, and 13. Yeah.
Hey, Vaughn. Hey, Vaughn.
She was only a year old.
Hey,
Into
Yvonne.
this program with. Yes.
Can you hear me? We're doing, so we practiced this. My name is Foxy, but we knew that maybe her signal was gonna go bad. It's doing that choppy thing. So you wanna turn your camera off.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yep, just fine.
So getting involved with the programming gave me the opportunity to actually it helped me to reconnect with my own kids. I have 3 girls and 1 boy. So being a participant in this program, I was able to take like a little vacation thing with my daughter and my grandkids. So we all started off in one place. We all started off at the waterfront. And then we ended up going to this lodge that was in SeaTac. This picture right here is my grandkids invading my bed. Even the dog had that. I mean, it's just like, I don't even have a space to sleep. Once they get in the bed with me, it's just like they take over. I get elbows, I get smacked, I get feet across my chest. And actually it's it's really a blessing because even though I left when my kids was young, I get to be able to now create a bond and a relationship with my grandchildren, which in turns helped me to have a relationship with my daughter. My oldest daughter, our relationship, she was always such a mama's girl, but our relationship was kind of rocky. When we got here to the lodge, me and my grandkid, we started a race. And this kind of broke the barrier a little bit between me and my daughter. So this picture right here is us having a race. Can you see? I got good job, Mom. So you see, I got beat by my two grandkids. One is 7 and the other one is 4. So I got whooped on maybe like 2-3 times. Then later on, my grandkids, they took their mom's eyelashes off. So now it's time, they're gonna put eyelashes on themselves, and then they look at me like, Grandma, okay, we're gonna put eyelashes on you. So that's my oldest granddaughter putting eyelashes on me, which one side was fabulous, and the other side, well, you can see it kind of like fell off, like, you know. And so, you know, even though it started off rocky, like I said, my oldest daughter, she participated, and now her and her kids is having a race, and this is the results of that race there. My daughter and the kids are getting ready to have a race. We're gonna see who wins. Okay, you guys, are you marked? Get set, go! Okay, my daughter and so I just want to tell you guys thank you for, you know, you guys helping me reconnect with my daughter. Even with this right here was a new beginning for me and my oldest daughter. And I just thank you guys for the program and for you guys, what you guys did through the BSK to help us reconnect and help the other mothers reconnect with their children. I just want to tell you thank you. I'm really grateful for what you guys and helping us.
Great. Okay, so that was the last of our video examples. And again, they were just clips of current funded programming that is happening in community right now.
Thank you, Nancy. So awesome work happening.
Okay. Okay, so our next slide is talking about our RFP, our request for proposal. And currently it's in the planning stages right now, but we are planning on hosting 2 community conversations, one this month, January 19th from 5 to 7, and another one in February on February 9th from 5 to 7. Both will be virtual, but we wanted to host these community conversations to really help inform the RFP and just hear from community, you know, what types of programming they feel is needed in terms of positive family connections. We are planning to release our RFP in Q2 of this year, which will be on April 5th, 2022. And we usually leave the RFP out for applications for 6 weeks. And so we will be closing that on May 17th, 2022 at 3 o'clock. And the chosen 12 awardees will receive a 6-month planning grant of $30,000. And if completed successfully, then we will enroll them into a 2-year contract after that, starting in 2023. And our contracts will be every 2 years for the life of the levy, and we have about $3 million available to contract out for 2023 to 2025.
Yes, so that is the gist of the strategy and what we've done thus far and what we're going to do. So here's a great thing that is not, our RFP is not all set in stone. And we really want to have a community input to our new RFP. So we are asking everyone who's interested to please sign up for our next community conversation, which I thought we had listed on here. Nancy, did I miss that?
The community conversations, the dates.
Yes.
Yes, that was in the last slide, but I forgot to mention if anyone's interested to email me.
Yes, so I believe it's the 19th of January from 5 to 7 p.m. virtually, of course, and February 9th from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. So matter of fact, right now, if you're interested in joining our conversation to help shape the RFP, you heard the foundational pieces that must be in place, but how it looks is up to, it's a collective experience. We want to definitely center your voices, those folks of you who are serving our families, who are in the trenches day in, day out. So if you're interested, email us right now. Why not wait? Email right now. I have my phone up. I'm waiting to see your emails come through. Email us, let us know that you're interested, and we'll be sure to send information out this week with next steps for that, okay? Yes, so now time for questions. We're happy to answer what we can answer. You drop them in the chat, or you can unmute yourself, and we'll go from there. Our emails in the chat, so yes, absolutely. And for those who want a copy of the PowerPoint, we can definitely send them out. I believe they'll all be posted somewhere for everyone, because BSK is holding open house for many of our strategies that are coming out soon. So they will be available there. But go ahead and please email us to be part of the community conversation. And then we're happy to answer any questions you may have. This is the time now to ask.
Hello, everyone. This is Hazel Cameron from Seattle Cares. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, my question is, how many programs will be selected for the next funding for Positive Family Connections?
We're looking to fund about 12. The 12 planning grants will go out. Those planning grants will ideally turn into the next 2-year contracts.
Thank you.
So again, you're welcome. So again, if you want to be a part of the community conversation, go ahead and shoot us an email. You can drop it in the chat if you want to. That's fine also. What previous BSK PFC recipients be eligible to apply for this RFP? Absolutely. Yeah, there's no cap that says you cannot apply. As we talked with each community partner before in December last month. Feels like December was like so long ago. Last month. You are more than welcome to reapply. Again, it may look differently based on our community conversations, but yes, apply. There's no restriction there. Let's see. Sorry, the chat's moving quickly for me. Can any family participate? Are there any requirements for the community conversations? Anyone, families, providers, anyone can be a part of that conversation. Last round, we had about 77 who applied for PFC funding, and we funded 20. We currently have funded 19. Any other questions? The question is, if this area had 19 community partners and there will be 12 awardees in the next funding period, does that mean PFC will be smaller overall? If you had applied last time, you'll know that our funding was $1 million more or so, I believe, and we are a little less than that for 2.0. We also created contracts last levy that were larger because I was hired on late to the game. And so when I was hired on, I then had to get this money out the door, and we had 18 months contracts. So those contracts were much bigger than the usual probably amount that we would fund for. And so moving into 2.0, we have a little bit less than we had last levy. And we want to right size what makes sense to make sure we're funding at a level that folks can really do the work that they need to do. To answer your question. Is there a max amount to request? Yeah, there will be a max amount to request. I don't have the exact amount because even though we have $3 million to contract out, there are some back end pieces that have to happen. As when you apply for this funding, it's not just you get the money, you run away with it and do what you're going to do. We do want to create community. So we'll have opportunities for that, for learning together and creating a cohesive community. We're a little bit knocked off our feet because of COVID in round one, but in round two, we plan to do a little bit more than we had done in the first round. You're welcome. Any other questions? Thank you, April. I see your email. Any other questions, wonderings? Thank you, Maria.
Kimberly, did you get to Gretchen's question?
I may not have. What? Sorry. Let's see.
How many organizations applied for Positive Family Connection?
Yes, we had 77 who applied last time. Thank you, Joy. We'll send it out to you. Thank you, Hamdi. All right. Thank you, Laurie. Any other questions? Was this helpful for you guys? Y'all very quiet. That's okay. Awesome. Okay, good, good. Does projects get funded when it's already, oh, hold on, that question ran away from me. Where'd it go? Natasha asked, does the project get funded when it's already in place or only new ones? So it doesn't have to be a brand new one, but it does need to be closely aligned to what the RFP is requesting. In that planning time, it's only 30K, so it's not a full, it's not a huge amount to do a whole lot with, we understand. And so I think part of, and we'll kind of get into this as we craft the RFP with community, is looking at what's not being done already, what's needed, what is needed more of in what areas. So these are all questions we'll kind of dig into in the community conversation. But you don't have to create anything brand new. Like if it's not broken, don't fix it, right? It's like, how do we deepen the work that we're already doing? And so if you're doing amazing work, that's great. How can you take it deeper if need be? And does it really align with what we're requesting folks to submit? Let's see. Timothy. Will there be other ways to offer feedback if folks can't make the community conversations? If you're not already a community partner, not at this time, feel free to come in. Not this time officially, you can always email us. Let us think about that. If you want to shoot us an email with that question, and then we can brainstorm. We didn't get that far. We're always open for conversation. You can always email us by all means. But right now, it's 2 community conversations. If you have input or feedback and you're not already a community partner, shoot us an email. If you're already a community partner, you're going to get a survey from us anyway by the end of February, not before. Let's see. Thank you, Nancy, you did that. Let's see, KCSC, what about the RFP are you hoping will be shaped by the community conversations? Honestly, the type of programming that we will fund. Are we missing something? What's not being already tapped into that needs support? We just want to make sure that we are producing an RFP that's going to serve the community and create a positive impact, that is going to do justice to what is needed. So I don't want to release an RFP that's not out of touch, right? So our goal is to be able to make sure that we are in touch with all of you who are doing this work, and that we're providing specific funding to things that need funding. In a nutshell. All right, did I catch all the questions? So welcome. Well, I think we have until 11 a.m. so we can just hang out here. You're free to stay, you're free to go. We're happy to answer any more questions. Natasha, is it only for nonprofits? So basically, yes. However, if you have a fiscal agent, if you don't have 501c3, that is fine. You would need to bring them into the process to apply. Yep. All right. Please repeat last phrase. So if you are not a nonprofit, you don't have your own 501c3 status, but you have a fiscal agent, you can apply. But without that, no, you could not apply. Yes, Nancy can pull that up for you. Fiscal agent is an agency that's going to handle all your financial pieces, right? So like payroll, you're receiving funding for you, so kind of like you're covering financially, right? Your accounting work, all that kind of stuff. So if you don't have 501c3, but you have a fiscal agent, another organization who's going to cover you who do have that, then you can apply. Thank you, Humphrey. Natasha, did I? Okay. Great, Maria. Bye, Kato. Thank you, Margaret. What does it mean to enroll into the 2-year contract after planning period? So essentially, in reality, your contract's for 2 years and 6 months, right? But the 6 months period, that's planning period. If you do not complete your contractual commitment in those 6 months, then of course you're not going to then continue with your 2-year contract. But if you do complete your contractual commitment in that planning period, then of course you would just go into the next stage of your funding with the increased amount for the next 2 years. Does that make sense? Gretchen, is PFC open to funding both prevention and prevention programs, or is there, sorry, is there emphasis? Gretchen, we don't have a preference, right? If it's good programming, doing the work, and it makes sense, then we're definitely are open. You know, the foundational reason for this funding strategy is to strengthen the connections between young people and their families, right? And then we realize that a lot of our families, a lot of parents also need additional support, right? So these are areas that we definitely want to dig deep in. We also know that a lot of families need to tap back into their culture, right? To get more grounded, to have spaces where their children can identify positively and feel connected. So these are all things we kind of learned in this first round. And so the community conversations is really about making sure that we're not missing anything, that we're hearing from the community who's doing their work. I've worked in family engagement for such a long time, we're kind of old at this point. And so Nancy and I both actually, so we definitely get it, and we just want to make sure that we are not missing anything. We're not perfect, of course, but we're gonna do our best to hit it on target in terms of what we are providing as an opportunity for y'all to apply for. Enjoy Hope Academy. Yes, please do check out all of our open house sessions today. Most of the sessions that are available today are actually under the 524 umbrella, which I support and lead. So please do plug in. A lot of amazing work is happening. Make sure you understand what is the best thing for you to apply for that makes sense for the work that you're doing. This is why we're having these, so you can have a more educated opinion when you're applying. So, you know, you kind of know what's really going on. So enjoy it. We have amazing work going on. That's what's for kids. I'm proud of all my colleagues. We're happy to do this. Our heart work, our heart song. So please do dive in. Thank you. You're so welcome.
Thank you.
All right. You're all free to leave if you want to. We'll hear for the next 5-6 more minutes or so. Enjoy.
Thanks so much.
You're
It
so
was back-
welcome.
Back
Thank
to back
you.
meetings, so we leave. Thank you.
You're welcome. Take care. If you some tea or some water, hydrate.